The evolution of sci-fi films from the 1950s to the 2020s. Science fiction has always been more than just stories about aliens, robots, and distant galaxies. It's a genre that mirrors our hopes, fears, and visions of what the future could hold. From the atomic anxieties in the 1950s to today's exploration of artificial intelligence and climate change, sci-fi cinema has evolved alongside society, technology, and culture. This journey for time highlights the key trends and milestones that have shaped science fiction films from their early days to the present. The rise of atomic anxiety, the Cold War, and its impact on the early sci-fi. In the 1950s, the shadows of the Cold War loomed large over science fiction. Films like The Day the Earth Stood Still for 1951 and The Water Worlds for 1953 it reflected widespread fears of nuclear annihilation and foreign threats. The looming possibility of global destruction found a home in stories of alien invasions and with extraterrestrials serving as metaphors for the unknown dangers of the atomic age. The rise of monster movies. Alongside alien threats came a wave of monster films that symbolized the unintended consequences of tampering with nature. Godzilla from 1954, born for nuclear testing, and Dem from 1954 featured giant irradiated ants tapped into the public's unease about radiation and the unpredictable side effects of scientific advancement. The space race and its influence. As the United States and the Soviet Union competed to conquer space, sci-fi films followed suit. Destination Moon from 1950 offered an optimistic view of space travel, while 2001: A Space Odyssey from 1968 envisioned a mysterious and philosophical future among the stars. The genre was no longer just about fear. It began to dream bigger, imagining humanity's place in the cosmos. Sci-fi's golden age, the rise of New Hollywood. The late 60s and 70s ushered in a new era of sci-fi, one marked by artistic ambition and deeper themes. Directors like Stanley Kubrick and Ridley Scott elevated the genre with films such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Alien for 1979, combining groundbreaking visuals with existential questions about humanity, technology, and survival. The evolution of special effects, advancements in special effects changed everything. Star Wars from 1977 redefined the possibilities of sci-fi blockbusters, and by the early 90s, CGI became a dominant force with Terminator 2: Judgment Day for 1991, paving the way for increasingly immersive and realistic worlds. Sci-fi social commentary. Beyond visuals, sci-fi began to explore social and political issues. Blade Runner for 1982 tackled themes of identity, consumerism, and environmental decay, while Brazil for 1985 offered a satirical dystopian look at bureaucracy and totalitarianism. Sci-fi was no longer just entertainment, it became a vehicle for critique and reflection. The rise of the blockbuster, the dominance of CGI in action. By the 1990s, sci-fi became synonymous with spectacle. Blockbusters like Jurassic Park and The Matrix from 1993 and The Matrix from 1999 captivated audiences with cutting-edge visual effects and high-octane action, setting a new standard for what sci-fi films could achieve on screen. The influence of video games and anime. As video games and anime grew in popularity, their aesthetics and storytelling began to shape sci-fi films. Ghost in the Shell for 1995 blended cyberpunk visuals with philosophical depth, while Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within attempted to bridge the gap between cinematic storytelling and game-like visuals. The rise of independent sci-fi. At the same time, independent filmmakers pushed the genre in new directions. Films like Primer from 2004 and Moon from 2009 focused on intimate, cerebral narratives that prioritized ideas over spectacle, proving that sci-fi didn't need a massive budget to make a lasting impact. Sci-fi's contemporary landscape, the rise of streaming services. In the 2010s, streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime gave sci-fi a new home, allowing for bold, experimental storytelling. Series like Black Mirror from 2011 examines the dark side of technology, while Stranger Things from 2016 it blended nostalgia with supernatural mystery, introducing sci-fi to a new generation. The evolution of social themes. Modern sci-fi films grapple with increasingly complex social issues. Ex Machina from 2014 explores the ethics of artificial intelligence, while Arrival from 2016 contemplates communication, time, and global unity in the face of existential threats. The genre has grown into a thoughtful exploration of humanity's most pressing challenges. The future of sci-fi. Looking ahead, sci-fi is poised to evolve alongside emerging technologies. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, is beginning to create new forms of immersive storytelling, offering audiences a to step inside the world they want only watch from a distance. The look ahead, sci-fi in the future. The role of AI in filmmaking. Artificial intelligence is already transforming film production from digital effects to screenwriting assistance. In the future, AI could revolutionize how sci-fi films are made, enabling hyper-realistic characters to adapt to storylines and entirely new creative processes. The potential of VR and AR. VR and AR promises to blur the line between film and experience. Imagine exploring sci-fi universe as a participant rather than a spectator, where every choice you make alters the narrative. These technologies have the potential to redefine what it means to watch and live a sci-fi story. The evolving relationship between sci-fi and society. For over 70 years, sci-fi films have reflected our greatest fears and wildest dreams, from nuclear war to space travel. From AI to climate change, the genre continues to hold up a mirror to our world while daring us to imagine what lies ahead. As society changes, so too will the stories we tell, ensuring that science fiction remains one of cinema's most dynamic and vital genres. Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fans, lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place. By subscribing to fantasy and science fiction at Story Nori, you gain access to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to fantasy and science fiction at Story Nori today. Your next thrilling adventure awaits. Right, hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.